Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare Ram
Krishna 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 Hare
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Nam
Krishna
Nam
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare Ram Hare Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Hare.
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare Hare
Ram.
Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram
Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Ram 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
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 Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram.
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare 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 Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare
Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna, Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Ram
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare Ram
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Ram 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 Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Hare
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 Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram, Ram
Hare Ram
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Ram Hare
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 Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare
Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Ram 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 Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare.
Hare Ram Ram Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Ram Hare
Hare
Ram Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Krishna, Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Hare Krishna
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 Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
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 Hare
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram Ram Ram Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare 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 Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Krishna 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 Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram Ram
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna,
Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
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 Ram 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 Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Ram Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna 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 Hare
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 Ram
Ram Ram Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
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 Hare
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 Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare Hare Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare 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 Ram
Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare 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 Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Ram
Hare Hare Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare 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 Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare 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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Ram Hare Ram
Hare
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Ram Ram
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram,
Hare
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 Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Ram
Krishna
Hare Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare Ram Hare
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 Ram
Ram,
Ram Hare
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 Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Ram Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
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 Hare Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Ram
Hare
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Hare
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 Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
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 Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna Hare
Hare
Krishna
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 Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram Ram Hare
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare
Hare Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Ram
Hare
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna Krishna,
Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram,
Ram
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Hare,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare
Ram,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Ram
Hare Krishna,
Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare
Ram,
Rama,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare
Ram Ram,
Ram,
Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna Krishna, Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare Ram, Ram
Ram
Ram,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram
Ram,
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare Hare,
Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Ram,
Ram,
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram
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 Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare Hare
Ram, Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna
Ram
Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Ram, Ram
Hare Ram Hare
Ram,
Ram
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Hare Hare
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
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 Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram,
Hare Ram
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Krishna
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Krishna,
Ram
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram Hare
Hare Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram
Hare,
Ram Ram
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna 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 Krishna
Ram Hare Hare, Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna Krishna
Ram Hare Hare,
Hare Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram Hare
Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare,
Krishna Krishna
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Hare,
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna,
Ram Ram,
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare,
Krishna,
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 Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Hare
Krishna,
Ram, Ram
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Hare
Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram Ram,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Ram, Hare
Hare.
Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Hare
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram Hare Ram Ram
Hare
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna Hare Hare
Ram, Ram
Hare
Ram,
Ram
Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare
Ram
Ram, Ram Ram,
Krishna Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Ram
Krishna
Ram, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna
Hare Ram,
Krishna
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna
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 Krishna, Hare
Hare
Hare, Hare Ram,
Ram
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare 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 Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram,
Ram
Ram Ram,
Ram
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Sadi Guru Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Ram Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare
Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna 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 Krishna, Hare Ram, Krishna 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 Hare Ram, Krishna 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 Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna.
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram, Krishna 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 Hare Ram, Krishna 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 Hare
Hare
Ram,
Krishna, everyone.
Krishna Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna. So today we'll read Srimad Bhagavatam first and then we'll read the verses. So let's see where we are in this. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is asking, how did they fall from Vaikuntha? Basically, how could the curse affect liberated souls, and how did they come into this material world? If they are pure devotees, how did they fall to this material world? I cannot believe this. Okay, please explain how they were cursed. Okay, so that's, I think we read this verse. Next verse. Shri Narada Uvacha Ekada Brahmana Putra Vishnu Lokam Yadrichaya Sanandanadayo Jagmus Charanto Bhuvanatrayam. The great said Narada said, once upon a time, when the four sons of Lord Brahma named Sanak, Sanandan, Sanatan, and Sanat Kumar were wandering throughout the three worlds, they came by chance to Vishnu Lok. So in the previous cantos, which canto? I think third canto, this is described in great detail about how they were cursed. Okay. Anything to say? Okay. Although these four great sages were older than Brahma's other sons, like Marichi, they appeared like small naked children. Only 5 or 6 years old. So they were initially born, right? First, one of the first sons of Brahma. So they were naturally older than other sons. Although they were older, they appeared like 5 or 6 years old, and they were naked. When Jay and Vijay saw them trying to enter Vaikuntha Loka, these two gatekeepers, thinking them ordinary children, forbade them to enter. So they were entering the gate, and Jay and Vijay said, "Who are you? You little children, naked. How can you see Vishnu? You are not qualified to see Vishnu." And the four Kumaras became angry. They said, "You don't know who is fit to enter and who is not fit to enter. So you're not supposed to be here, standing guard at the door, because you don't know how to do your job nicely. So you should go and take birth as in the material world as demons." In this regard, Srila Madhvacharya says in his Tantra Sara, I'll skip that. The purport is that the personal associates of Lord Vishnu in Vaikuntha Loka are always liberated souls. Even if sometimes cursed or blessed, they are always liberated and never contaminated by the material modes of nature. Before their liberation to Vaikuntha Loka, they possessed material bodies. But once they come to Vaikuntha, they no longer have them. Therefore, even if the associates of Lord Vishnu sometimes descend as if cursed, they're always liberated. So we know they were liberated, they just came down because they wanted to serve Lord Vishnu. So Prabhupada is saying, yeah, they are always liberated, even though they were cursed. And before liberation, we go to Vaikuntha Loka, we have material body. But once we go to the Vaikuntha Loka, then there is no material body. So there is no all this anarthas. So they are never contaminated in the spiritual world. They're never contaminated. So then that brings up the question, then if we are with Krishna, then how did we become contaminated? So then it does not support that theory that we were with Krishna and we fell down from the spiritual world. Okay. But then where were we before we came? If we were in Brahma Jyoti, then why were we in Brahma Jyoti? Why we were not with Krishna? That question can also come. Why some souls were with Krishna and some souls were in Brahma Jyoti from the beginning? So that also doesn't. So it is inconceivable. So thus checked by the doorkeepers Jay and Vijay, Sanandan and other great sages very angrily cursed them. You two foolish doorkeepers, they said, being agitated by the material qualities of passion and ignorance, you are unfit to live at the shelter of Madhudvisha's lotus feet, which are free from such modes. It would be better for you to go immediately to the material world and take your birth in a family of most sinful asuras. So they deemed them as unqualified to stay in Vaikuntha Loka and they cursed. Okay, then while Jay and Vijay, thus cursed by the sages, were falling to the material world, they were addressed as follows by the same sages who were very kind to them. O doorkeepers, after 3 births, you'll be able to return to your positions in Vaikuntha, for then the duration of the curse will have ended. So they took compassion and said, okay, after 3 births. Sometimes it said they were given a choice. Right? What is the choice? They were to take 3 births.
7 as devotees.
7 births as devotees and
Or
3
3
births.
births.
Yeah. So they wanted to come back fast, so they chose 3 births. But they wanted to serve the Lord also, so in fighting. So that's why they became demons also. Okay. It's a little bit complicated pastime. These 2 associates of the Lord, Jay and Vijay, later descended to the material world, taking birth as the 2 sons of Diti, Hiranyakashipu being the elder and Hiranyaksha the younger. They were very much respected by the Daityas and Danavas. Respected. Yeah, they were not respected by the Daityas, means the demigods. Yeah, they were respected because out of force they were respected. Hiranyakashipu was all demigods used to bow down to Hiranyakashipu, but in their heart they didn't like it that Hiranyakashipu is ruling them, but they were forced. So, okay, and of course the demons respected Hiranyakashipu. So that's their first birth. So this is all in response to the question, right? What is the question? By Yudhishthir Maharaj, how did Shishupal get liberated? And then he's describing, who was Shishupal in his previous life? So they are not actually demons, but they are Jai and Vijay from the spiritual world. Appearing as Narsingadev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Hari. We missed a verse, okay. Sri Hari killed Hiranyakashipu. When the Lord delivered the planet Earth, which had fallen in the Garbhodak ocean, Hiranyaksha tried to hinder him, and the Lord as Varaha killed Hiranyaksha. Okay. Desiring to kill his son Prahlad, who was a great devotee of Lord Vishnu, Hiranyakashipu tortured him in many ways. So now another question will come. If he was a great devotee, why did Hiranyakashipu try to kill him? The Lord, the super soul of all living entities, is sober, peaceful, and equal to everyone. Since the great devotee Prahlad was protected by the Lord's potency, Hiranyakashipu was unable to kill him, in spite of endeavoring to do so in various ways. Krishna decides to protect, then nobody can kill. In this verse, I've been muted. Let me unmute. Was I muted before just now?
No, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. So he was unable to kill him. He tried in various ways to kill Prahlad. In this verse, the word Sarva Bhuta Bhutam is very significant. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Riddeshwar Arjuna Tishtati. The Lord is equally situated in the core of everyone's heart. Thus, he cannot be seen, cannot be envious of anyone or friendly to anyone. For him, everyone is the same. Although he is sometimes seen to punish someone, this is exactly like a father's punishing his child for the child's welfare. So, everything is mercy of the Lord, punishment or reward. The Supreme Lord's punishment is also a manifestation of the Lord's equality. Therefore, the Lord is described as Prashantam, Samadarshanam. This can be answered to the original question, why Krishna sides with the demigods and against the demons. It seems he is partial, but he is not partial because his punishment is also an act of benevolence. Although the Lord has to execute his will properly, he is equipoised in all circumstances. He is equally disposed towards everyone, and that's why he has also set laws of karma, so everybody can get according to their activities they deserve. Everybody gets that. Okay. Thereafter, the same Jaya and Vijay, the two doorkeepers of Lord Vishnu, took birth as Ravana and Kumbhakarna. That is Treta Yuga, begotten by Vishrava in the womb of Keshini, the father and mother of Ravana and Kumbhakarna. They were extremely troublesome to all the people of the universe. Narad Muni continued, my dear king, just to relieve Jaya and Vijay of the Brahmana's curse, Lord Ramchandra appeared in order to kill Ravana and Kumbhakarna. It will be better for you to hear narrations about Lord Ramchandra's activities from Markandeya. Narad Muni says, okay, hear Ram Katha from Markandeya, because he is maybe expert in. In their third birth, the same Jaya and Vijay appeared in a family of Kshatriyas as your cousins. So now is coming Shishupal and Dantamukra, the sons of your aunt. Because Lord Krishna has struck them with his disc, all their sinful reactions have been destroyed and now they are free from the curse. Okay. In their last birth, Jaya and Vijay did not become demons or Rakshasas. Instead, they took birth in a very exalted Kshatriya family related to Krishna's family. So Ravana and others, they took birth in Asura family, they are saying. They became first cousins of Lord Krishna and were practically on an equal footing with him. By personally killing them with his own disc, Lord Krishna destroyed whatever sinful reactions were left in them because of the curse of the Brahmanas. Narad Muni explained to Maharaj Yudhishthir that by entering Krishna's body, Shishupal re-entered Vaikuntha Loka as the Lord's associate. Everyone had seen this incident. Okay. The two associates of Lord Vishnu, Jaya and Vijay, maintained a feeling of enmity for a very long time. Because of always thinking of Krishna in this way, they regained the shelter of the Lord. So they were thinking of Krishna all the time, long time, having returned home back to Godhead. Whatever their position, certainly Jaya and Vijay always thought of Krishna. Therefore, at the end of the Maushala Leela, these two associates of the Lord returned to Krishna. There is no difference between Krishna's body and Narayan's body. I don't know what Maushala Leela is referring to.
The Yadavas killing each other. That's usually.
Okay. There is no difference between Krishna's body and Narayan's body. Therefore, although they visibly entered the body of Krishna, they actually had re-entered Vaikuntha Loka as the doorkeepers of Lord Vishnu. So they actually went through Lord Krishna's body. They returned to Vaikuntha, although they seem to have attained Sayujya Mukti in Krishna's body. Then somebody may ask, well, why did they come again in the fourth time if they were only 3 births they were going to come? So let's ask ChatGPT, why did they come again if only 3 births they were cursed?
In Chaitanya, so many devotees came. Different, like Pandavas also came. participate in Chaitanya.
Yeah, but they came as demons. I mean, in the sense that
But they became devotees.
they became devotees. So, if three births were there, then fourth birth. So their appearance, so they did not come. So that's not because of a curse, they're saying. Yeah. Jai and Vijay did not come as Jagan because of curse. They appeared in Jai by the will of the Lord to demonstrate the extraordinary mercy. So, yeah, they just came from the pastime. That even the most fallen will. Jai and Vijay's falls applies to Krishna Lila, not Chaitanya Lila. So if they went back to Vaikuntha, then they again came back. So,
Prabhuji, I have a question. What is the story of Ashwatthama? I don't know. He's also, I heard that he's also being there in the Kali Yuga, trying to get purified to go back to Godhead, right?
yeah, he's like Chiranjeevi, right? They say he was. I think Radharani, till he get Radharani's mercy or something like that. They were saying, I don't know. Will Ashwatthama get Radharani's mercy? He is wandering because of killing Draupadi's sons.
Yeah, Krishna cursed him that he will continue to have pain and wounds till the end of this yoga. And then he got mercy. We searched Chat GPT whether it was Radharani mercy. It didn't say that, but somehow he will become the next Vyasdev.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I mean, there is no sin that can keep you forever in this material world. There is nothing that you can do. Everybody will be rectified eventually. So, but it's just a matter of time. Everybody will go back home, back to Godhead. But yeah, there is nothing that will prevent you from getting Krishna's mercy. I mean, either as punishment, that is also mercy, but it will be rectified and then you'll go back home. So, because we all belong there, we belong to the kingdom of God, right? So, Lord wants us.
Yeah. And holy name is so merciful. Yeah, it can wipe away all your sins, even the greatest of the sins. And like we say, Tulsi Puja, even if you have killed a Brahmana, you can be relieved. So there's nothing that holy name cannot do. But we have to, that person has to surrender to the holy name.
Yeah, sometimes people ask this question: if I circumambulate Tulsi and all my sins are destroyed, then how come I am suffering? How I am getting accident? How am I falling sick? This question is usually asked. So we'll ask Shyam Sundar Prabhu. Shyam Sundar Prabhu is there on the call. Okay, Shyam Sundar Prabhu is not there. So what is the answer to that question? If circumambulating
So it
Tulsi,
remembered me of one thing, Prabhuji, we read Nityananda Prabhu's story, right? Day before, where dacoits were going into the Ganges, taking bath every time. And also at the same time, they're committing sinful activities.
so we commit sins after circumambulating Tulsi. So that's what you're saying. Previous sins are wiped out,
No,
but
I'm
we
not.
commit new sins. Is that right?
Maybe our karmas also. Still, I don't know.
Yeah, that's right. We continue to commit sins, so we continue to receive. Also, then Krishna gives us suffering for our purification. It's not coming out of karma, but he wants to purify the last vestiges of the enjoying spirit. That also is there.
So we may say it removes the sinful reactions. But the tendency to commit sin, does that also get removed?
Yeah, because Tulsi Seva is bhakti, right? From bhakti, the sinful inclinations, chanting of the holy name. Yesterday we were discussing Haridas Thakur. You told that prostitute, and I wanted to say this verse: Nirantar naam lo karo tulsi sevan, achrit pave tabe Krishna acharan. So he said this instruction to the prostitute: always chant the holy name and do seva of tulsi. So both applies bhakti, and bhakti destroys our sinful inclinations,
But then they
roots.
say that in what consciousness you perform bhakti, that's also very important, right? So, in what consciousness you are doing, it is not just automatically doing that, right? That we also say, right? Bahu janma kare yadi shravan kirtan,
Mhm.
tabu na paye Krishna pade prem dhan. So, yeah, it is also like how you do it, and then you commit Vaishnava aparadh and so many things. And so,
Yeah, even it jokingly or for musical and that
Ashlisha,
verse is
yeah,
Sankritam. Yeah, I guess that would destroy it. Neglectfully, inattentively chanting the holy name can still destroy our sinful
all of
reactions,
us.
but it may not purify our heart.
Yeah, so if you do bhakti in the right consciousness, then maybe it will remove the tendency to commit sins also. So, so in what uh, consciousness are you chanting the holy name? What are you circumambulating Tulsi? So that's very important also. And what all you are doing, like afterwards. So, so there may be, yeah, many reasons. Krishna wants to destroy our false ego, make us humble, protect us from again doing more sins, so that we depend on him, we take his shelter. Yeah,
And we
to
become fully frustrated from this
frustrated
material
with
world.
his last vestiges of attachment. So that so many things Krishna can do. Okay, so they went back home, back to Godhead, whatever their position. Okay, even though they entered Krishna's body, they went back to Vaikuntha Lok. So then Maharaj Yudhishthir is asking, inquired, "O my Lord Narad Muni, why was there such enmity between Hiranyakashipu and his beloved son Prahlad Maharaj? How did Prahlad Maharaj become such a great devotee of Lord Krishna? Kindly explain this to me." All the devotees of Lord Krishna are called Achyutatma because they follow in footsteps of Prahlad Maharaj. Achyutatma. Achyutatma. Achyuta refers to the infallible Lord Vishnu, whose heart is always infallible. Because the devotees are attached to the infallible, they are called Achyutatma. Yeah, you can never fall down if you really take shelter of Krishna. In this material world, if you really surrender, you can never fall down. If you fall down, means that you have not taken shelter fully of Krishna. Or if we fall down, then Krishna teaches us some lesson. So that may also be there. But yeah, if we take shelter of Krishna fully, then Krishna will not let us fall down. So we also become Achyuta. Okay.
So Jaya and Vijaya were not taken shelter, obviously.
Ah, Jain. No,
So
that was a
Jaya,
Leela.
Jaya
That
and
was a,
Vijaya were
yeah,
not
that was a
taken
pastime.
shelter.
I mean, it was, they came also, they wanted to fulfill the desire of the Lord. And even if the devotees, even if you say they fall down, Prabhupada says here that they are considered liberated, even though they will be corrected soon. So,
Mm.
I read in one of the Prabhupada's purport that Lord had an intention to fight with somebody, so he made this pastime because even to fight with Lord, you need to be qualified. And so he sent his own devotees so he could enjoy that pastime of fighting with the demons.
Yeah. They wanted to give the pleasure of Vidyaras to the Lord. Vidyaras means fighting, yeah. So that's why they came. A pastime happened for that. Okay, so what is the here? So many different ways this is.
This is the demigod speaking about how even if devotees, oh Madhava, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord of the Goddess of Fortune, if devotees completely in love with you sometimes fall from the path of devotion, they do not fall like non-devotees, for you still protect them. Thus they fearlessly traverse the heads of their opponents and continue to progress in devotional service. That's like apichet suduracharo bhajate mamanande bhag. Anybody who has done any devotional service at any time still is protected. Neha Brikamanashumsti Pratyavaina. So he will return back to his position very soon.
Hmm.
Oh, there is another verse, Tyaktva Swadharmam Charnambujam, that verse. It also says that one who has forsaken his material occupation to engage in devotional service, they may sometimes fall down in an immature stage, yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. On the other hand, a non-devotee, though he may be engaged in his occupation duties, does not gain anything.
Okay. Okay, so the next chapter, Hiranyakashipu, the king of demons, we'll read till 8 o'clock. As described in this chapter, after the annihilation of Hiranyaksha, Hiranyaksha's sons and his brother Hiranyakashipu were very much aggrieved. So Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu were brothers. Hiranyaksha was killed by Varahadev. Hiranyakashipu was feeling Hiranyaksha's sons were feeling very distressed. And also Hiranyakashipu was feeling very distressed. Hiranyakashipu reacted very sinfully by trying to diminish the religious activities of people in general. He wanted to take revenge. However, he instructed his nephews about a history just to diminish their aggrievement. So he was consoling the sons of Hiranyaksha about the eternality of the soul. But his heart was very. So we say demons can also speak philosophy. Hiranyakashipu is a demon, but he's speaking philosophy of Bhagavad Gita, second chapter. So we say philosophy without character is useless. So you can speak lot of philosophy, but if you don't have character, then it doesn't have any meaning. When the Supreme Personality of Godhead appeared as the boar and killed Hiranyakashipu's brother Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu was very much aggrieved. In anger, he accused the Supreme Personality of Godhead of being partial to his devotees. And derided the Lord's appearance as Varaha to kill his brother. So he began cursing the Lord. He began to agitate all the demons and Rakshasas and disturb the ritualistic ceremonies of the peaceful sages and other inhabitants of earth. So he was taking his anger out on all the devotees of Vishnu. So he created a disturbance for all the devotees of Vishnu. Hiranyakashipu. For want of the performance of yagna, sacrifice, the demigods began wandering unseen on earth. Okay, so demigods, they get their offerings through the yagna. So, after finishing the ritualistic funeral ceremonies of his brother, Hiranyakashipu began speaking to his nephews about quoting from the Shastra about the truth of life. So he's telling them, to pacify them, he spoke as follows: My dear nephew, for heroes to die before the enemy is glorious. Oh, he died in the battlefield with Varahadev, he's glorious. According to their different fruitive activities, living entities come together within this material world and are again separated by the laws of nature. So we say Hiranyakashipu also speaks about the difference between the body and the soul, but we never say Hiranyakashipu. We don't know say Hiranyakashipu said in the 7th canto, 2nd chapter, that we are not this body. We say about Krishna. But sometimes we say gold should be taken even from a filthy place. So if they are speaking the correct philosophy, we can take it, even though they don't believe in it. But he is not speaking more than the soul philosophy, right? Because the soul is part and parcel of Krishna. It's an incomplete philosophy just to think that I am not this body, I am soul. But what is the soul part of? Mamevam Shuchiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Unless you have that connection, then it's incomplete philosophy. So he didn't speak about that. That how we are all servants of Krishna, we are Ansha of Krishna, we are subordinate to Krishna. He didn't say that. He just said about karma and the soul like that.
Like there is confidential knowledge.
Huh?
Go ahead, Mataji.
Oh no, I was just saying in Bhagavad Gita we say there is confidential, more confidential, most confidential. So confidentially goes till that only. The difference between soul and body and higher relationship to Krishna and higher pure devotion side. Yeah.
What I was saying is it didn't appear that it was a realized knowledge that we are not this body, because if he understood that, why did he ask that he eternally live and nobody can kill him from Brahma? He understands that body is not eternal and there's a soul, but he still wanted to live eternally. So there's this discrepancy there.
He didn't understand Jatasya Duram Mrityu. For one is born, then death is certain. So he wanted to live eternally in the. I mean, he's eternal. Like he's asking for immortality. But if he actually understood that
But in
he's
the
the
same
soul,
body.
yeah,
Yeah.
if he understood that he's the soul, then he's already immortal as the soul. But he wanted immortality in that the body to be immortal, right? In the sense that he to live in that body forever. So he didn't understand that too. Therefore, everybody who was born, they have to die. We will all die. So
Yeah, and we should not be aggrieved at somebody's death, but then he became very angry and he wants to kill Vishnu because he killed his brother.
yes, Dhirastatra namoyati. He's not following that. So he's according to his own, like we say, you twist and turn the philosophy according to your own needs. You don't take the complete philosophy. You just take whatever you like and however you want to implement it. That's called half-hand logic, Ardha Kukuti Nyay. Man had a hen and he didn't like the front part because he had to feed the hen. He only liked the back part which laid the eggs. So he said, I will cut the hen in half. I only take the back part. Because feeding is expensive, I'll just take the back part. So he cut the hen in half. But there were no eggs afterwards because the hen died. Similarly, if we take in Shastra, we say, I like this, I don't like this. I like this, I don't like this. So then, if we just cut and choose whatever we like, then we will not have the effect. So we should accept everything in totality. As Arjuna says, I accept in totality whatever Krishna, Sarvam etad ritad manye, yan mam vadasi Keshava. Whatever you have said, I accept in truth. So he's only accepting the soul part, but he's not accepting that Krishna is the Supreme Lord and everything. Vishnu is supreme. Okay, so we should always know, however, that the spirit soul, which is different from the body, is eternal, unadjustable, pure, all pervading. and aware of everything. So if we really realize this, that I am not this body, I am the soul, it should have great implications in our life. And so many things, so our priorities should change actually, which didn't change for him, Hiranyakashipu. If you realize you are the soul, you are not the body, and so many things should change in your life. So that is we call self-realization. Realize knowledge, as you were saying. Realize knowledge means you automatically act on that knowledge in every aspect of your life. That's realized knowledge. When bound by the material energy, the soul takes birth in higher or lower species of life, according to varying association. And in this way receives various types of bodies in which to suffer or enjoy. So we can be in a very comfortable situation, and next life we can be a dog roaming about on the streets in the cold, right? Now we are in heating situation, heated, it's cold outside, but there are many animals who are in the cold. So it's all changing. One's affliction by the conditions of material existence is the cause of happiness and distress. There are no other causes. And one should not be aggrieved upon seeing the superficial actions of karma. So one should not be affected by the external situations of happiness and distress. Hiranyakashipu then related a historical incident. Like this is Matra Sparshastu Kanteya Sitoshna Sukha Dukkada Agamapayino Anitya Stanstitik Shashva Bharata. Hiranyakashipu then related a historical incident concerning a king, Suyagna, who resided in the country named Ushinara. When the king was killed, so he also told a story to convince, to console his nephews. When the king was killed, his queens, overwhelmed with grief. So this king died in the battle, and his queens were very much unhappy, received instructions. So they received instructions, which Hiranyakashipu quoted to his nephews. So they were not willing to let go of the body of the king. The queens were crying. Suyagna had died in the battle and his body was there. They were not willing to let go of the body. There was too much attachment. And then who came? Yamaraj came, hearing the cries. So, and he also told the story of the Kulinga birds. Hiranyakashipu related an account of Kulinga bird pierced by the arrow of a hunter while lamenting for his wife, who had also been shot by the same hunter. By narrating these stories, Hiranyakashipu pacified his nephews and other relatives and relieved them of lamentation. Thus, having been pacified, Diti is the mother, and Rushabhanu, Hiranyakashipu's mother, and sister-in-law. So sister-in-law, that is the wife of Hiranyaksha, Rushabhanu and Diti, engage their minds in spiritual understanding. Okay, so it's 8 o'clock. So we will read our any comments.
Can I make one comment?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just remembering the one lecture Speaker Swami has given, and he was talking the similar things about that Hiranyakashipu. He was telling the higher philosophy, but he was not realizing them. And if you see that there's many contradictory that he was, if he was thinking that I'm the soul, but he was very much attached. You say that Bhogaswari Prasaktanam Tyaprachitsam. How the next line is Samadhan.
Vyavasatmika
Buddhi Samadhana Vidhyat. So yeah, if he's attached, he cannot do the one-pointed devotion. And he was giving some five reasons that knowledge should be accompanied by some things, many
Grace,
things.
humility, yes.
Yeah. He says, and out of that, he was saying that he should be accompanied by faith. Um, Shraddhavan Lavte Jnanam, that verse he also quoted. Tat Param Satendriya, Jnana Labdha Param Shanti. So he says that, right? If one is not faithful, what you are gaining the knowledge. So just by hearing so many things, and if heart is not ready to have faith on that knowledge, if it's not fertile, you not take that knowledge in deeply. And he was saying also that knowledge should be like, the what is the vidya vinam dadati, right? One should be the knowledge uh, takes like good qualities come up, humility, right? Amanitvam, that even the 13th chapter Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says the first quality is amanitvam, adhamvitam. So he's said one is not humble to, so one cannot receive that knowledge. That is sometimes in a Roma Harshan Shruta also very, very much, scriptures. He was knowing everything, but he's not showing the proper respect when Balram goes there. So what he got, he was killed by Balram. So what is the use of that knowledge if it's not coming through the humility? Um, and the other thing is saying that one should be accompanied by service, seva, and in the association. That's why we maybe read the scriptures by alone, but it not go deep into the heart, because if you read in the association of the devotees, it goes, that's why I said that there are so many things we can heard and we can still be confused. But if you heard in the association of the devotees, they can, like, that's why the spiritual master gives us the deep realized meaning of that association, knowledge, sorry, the meaning. And ultimately, he was giving that it should be accompanied by mercy, because without the mercy, the knowledge won't go anywhere. Even that Brahma also said that Prashadali Sanugrihite Athapite Upadambuji. So, yeah, I mean, if there is a mercy, then they can understand. And of course, rest of things should be there. One should be faith on that knowledge. One should accept, as you are saying, that accept in totality, whatever it is. And then it should be humble. Then, okay, I have to. And then humble one should give some service. And then mercy flows and then understand. I think I remember that one pastime. Mm, Srila Prabhupada, right? Somebody came to Srila Prabhupada and says that I'm very much, I can recite Bhagavad Gita in something in 1 hour or something, 40 minutes or so. So Bhagavad Gita, then Prabhupada says that, yeah, you may recite Bhagavad Gita maybe in 40 minutes or 1 hour, but can you live that? Um, Even one words, can you live for 40 minutes or 1 hour? So basically, the thing is that knowing so much thing is not much important unless you don't live that life. Yeah. And that's what Hiranyakashipu was lacking. He has knowledge, but he has not such qualities. That's why he was attached. Thank you.
Also, it appears that he has incomplete knowledge. He's talking about soul, but if he understood that soul is a part of a super soul and there's a supreme personality attached to that, then he wouldn't be so inimical to Vishnu, who's the super soul. So he's only understood the knowledge partly what he wanted.
Mhm. Also, this Kali Yuga is an age of quarrel and hypocrisy. That is called being a hypocrite. Is you speak, but in your actions, it's not showing. So we need to introspect where we are. Yeah, we can speak high philosophy, but in our hearts, we should know I am not at that level. Not that we speak with pride, this is how it should be done, and then I am not myself following. Then my words will not have power, because Prabhupada said purity is the force. My words will not be able to transform others because I am myself. Like we had that pastime of somebody went to a sadhu and said that mother said, oh, you should instruct my son not to eat sweets. He said, okay, come back later, 1 week later. And then 1 week later, he said, and then mother said, why did you wait for 1 week? Because I myself was eating sweets. How can I instruct others? So some Premanand Maharaj or some others, they say that you should not speak until you yourself, are doing it. You should not speak. Otherwise, that speaking will bring pride in you and you will never notice your own faults. But we speak for service to Krishna. So the mood of service, as we were discussing the mood of the preacher yesterday, is that I'm just an instrument in the hands of my previous acharyas. I'm just repeating the message, and I'm also struggling hard to work on those instructions. So that humility mode, as Preeti was saying, is that I am myself far away from following the instructions.
Yeah, so the ability to apply the knowledge in our life is realization. So, and faith also has different levels of faith, right? So, but at least we should accept. Prabhupada says, if you want to derive benefit from Bhagavad Gita, you should at least accept Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whatever he's saying is true, kind of. So then you will have some, otherwise, you read but you don't get any benefit without faith. So faith is something that it comes internally from the heart. It's not something, of course, by association with those who are having faith, and by experience, all these things, our faith can increase. So, so advanced devotee means advanced faith, and in the words of Krishna. So they surrender fully. Okay, so Krishna will protect me like that. So, what is preventing us from applying the knowledge that we know in our life at every moment? So, everybody can introspect and see what is preventing us from applying. It is basically uncontrolled mind and uncontrolled senses.
Yes.
Ultimately, it boils down to that uncontrolled mind and uncontrolled senses, and all the material desires which we are not ready to relinquish. And even if we want to relinquish, but they have a tight grip. I mean, we are conditioned. Like we say, if I'm drinking alcohol, I know it's bad. I should not be drinking alcohol, but I cannot give it up because I'm so conditioned to it. It has become like a habit. So, so that is the problem we have, and we are all conditioned souls. So we should desire. First of all, we should desire to get out, and desire can be also very intense desire. Desire can be feeble desire, or desire can be intense desire. When desire is intense, then you will do whatever it takes. Like we say, Bilva Mangal Thakur had an intense desire to meet Chintamani. So when the desire was so intense, whatever came in his way, it didn't matter. So like that, then with intense desire means will come determination. And then, of course, our determination we may have, but we may not be able to succeed because the power of the anarthas is so strong. So then we have to pray. That's where Krishna's mercy, as you were saying, knowledge, and then the mercy comes. So you have to pray to Krishna very intensely. Krishna, I know this is my anartha, this is what it is, but I'm not able to get rid of it. Sometimes we don't even know what is our anartha. So Krishna will reveal anarthas in our heart also. So then we can take measures to get rid of the anarthas, our bad habits and whatever we are doing. And that can also mean lack of consistency in our sadhana, lack of consistency in devotional service, so many things. Asat Trishna and all these other things, Hridaya Daurbalyam. attachment to things that are not related to Krishna. So many different. So, yeah, we can read Madhurya Kadambini. Actually, I got a book. I don't know, sometime later, maybe not today, but there's one book I saw. Bhakti Tirth Maharaj has written. So we can read about. So we can know all the. It describes how enthusiasm, how it is affected by different ways, and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes all the different stages of devotion. I know it may be technical, but if it's explained nicely, like we heard from Keshav Maharaj, it was nice, those lectures we heard, but he didn't have the whole thing on Madhurya Kadimbini. So I know there are many classes on Madhurya Kadimbini given by different devotees. Okay, so it will tell us where we are, what is our situation. Anything else you would like to say? Where is the. I'm looking here. I got that book where it's not showing up.
I think you can search by author also.
Author?
Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. You can type there at the top.
B.T. Swami, there's a B.T. Swami.
All are Swamis only.
Where is the. Okay, let me see why. I mean, it should be in my Kindle library if I bought it. 1 minute. I just wanted to see how it is. It's only $5, so I just got it.
Then show your screen and see. You have to sync it.
Yeah. Did I buy it or I was thinking to buy? I think I bought it. Reflection. It is this book. It's volume 2, Madhurya Kadimbini.
Can't see your screen.
It was an Amazon version, Kindle version was there. No.
There is a chart in Madhurya Kadimbini, right, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Yeah, I think I shared in the chart. Yeah, I'm gonna share that again. I think I have that file in my files, so I'm gonna share it.
I thought there was previously viewed. There was a Kindle version.
Is this the one?
Yeah, this is the one. But there was.
I have not purchased it.
There was Kindle version.
Oh.
It doesn't show now here. I don't know whether I was dreaming or bought it actually. But okay, it's not there. Maybe I'll search. So I was thinking we'll see what is there in Madhurya Kadimbini.
I posted the chart of Madhurya Kadimbini in the chat, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Okay, let's see what you posted. Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, 5 types of misery, 4 types of sin, Shubhada, technical Bhajana Kriya, Utsahamayi, initial enthusiasm, Ghana Tarala, thick and thin practice, Vyudha Vikalpa, oscillating resolve, Vishaya Sangara, struggling with sense enjoyment, Niyama Niyamakshama, inability to uphold vows, Tarangarangini, enjoying the mundane benefits of bhakti, and Anarthanivritti, Dushkritotha, obstacles born of past sinful acts, Sukritotha, obstacles born of past pious acts, Bhaktiuttha, obstacles born of imperfectly performed bhakti, La Puja Pratishtha, Aparadha, obstacles born of past offenses. The last 5 obstacles before Nishtha, Laya, drowsiness. These 5 obstacles arise at the time of hearing, chanting, and remembering. Drowsiness, Vikshepa, distraction, Apratipatti, incompetence, Kasaya, contaminated consciousness, Rasa, Swada, taste for mundane pleasure, Nishtha, okay. It's a nice chart. I mean, but we need all the explanations and examples of what of each one. What can be Taranga Rangini, right? So, for instance, what is an example of Taranga? Enjoying the mundane benefits of bhakti. Vyuddha Vikalpa, oscillating resolve, right? What can be an example? Because that seems like Ghantaral. It's same. Vyuddha Vikalpa, oscillating resolve or thick and thin practice. Kind of why they are distinguished. Utsahamai, initial enthusiasm. And so maybe there is some more details on these stages. Bhajana Kriya.
I came to know about this when I visited Syracuse, New York. There, one of the Mataji, Diana Mataji, she gave a lecture on Madhurya Kadimbini about this. It was so beautiful, but I still precisely don't remember each one of it. But she gave a precise examples, and it was a very good lecture that she presented.
Yeah. So let me see Madhurya Kadambini. There is very different. Bhakti Vigyan Goswami Maharaj also is there. Rukmini Krishna Prabhu is also there.
We want to hear Rukmini Krishna.
Bhakti Vigyan Goswami is also there. So many. Bhanu Swami. It's full of all the devotees giving. Okay, so we'll hear some of these. And Priyat Bhagavatamrita I want to hear also. We started with Rukmini Krishna Prabhu, we didn't finish. Prabhupada Swami has also given Madhurya Kadambini. But Rukmini Krishna we can hear. Bhakti Deer Damodar Maharaj. Okay, we'll hear one of these days, a whole day. Madhurya Kadambini. Okay, so we'll do our reading of the verses. So let's see. 10th canto.
No, we read 10th canto yesterday.
We
It's
didn't
third
finish that
canto.
chapter, right? So, okay, so we can read the 3rd canto. So this verse we can memorize, which Dravida Prabhu quoted last time. To how does that verse go? Punantite Vishaya Vidushita Asayam.
It's 2 to 30.
Yeah, that's the one. 2 to 30.
7.
Why it's not bringing up this verse? Okay, yeah. Pibanti ye bhagavata atmana satam kathamritam shravana puteshu sambritam punanti te vishaya vidushita asayam punanti vishaya vidushitashayam vrajanti tacharana saroru kantikam. So pibanti means drink. Yeah, those those who drink Bhagavata, Krishna, related to Krishna. Pibanti ye Bhagavata Atmanaha, the most dear. Krishna, who is the most dear. Satam, the devotees. So we'll read the translation first. Those who drink through oral reception. Pibanti, fully filled with the nectarian message of Lord Krishna. So those who hear about Lord Krishna, nectarian, it is Kathamritam. That is also coming up. Kathamritam, fully filled with the nectarian. So Shravana Puteshu Sambritam. So Sambritam means filled, fully filled. And Shravana Puteshu. Puteshu is the whole. It doesn't say anything right. So through the ear holes, those whose ear holes are fully filled with the nectar of Krishna Katha. And in this way they drink. The beloved of devotees, Atmana Satam. Satam. Satan is devotees and Atmana is very beloved devotees. Atmana Satam. Then what they do, Samritam is fully filled. Purify the polluted aim of life. So, known as material enjoyment. So, Vishaya, material enjoyment. Vidushita, Ashayam. Asha means the hope. And Vidushita means bad. Dushit. Dushit means contaminated. Contaminated hopes or aim. Polluted aim of life. What is that? Vishaya, material enjoyment. So if we hear Krishna Katha, then we will purify our polluted aim of life known as material enjoyment. And then what will happen? And thus go back to Godhead. Vrajanti means to go. Tat charana. Tat at the Lord's charan. Saroru antikam. Saroru is lotus. Antikam is nearby. To the shelter. We go to the shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. And thus go back to Godhead, to the lotus feet of Him, the personality of Godhead. So, nice verse. He was quoting this verse. I mean, this is like that same verse. Sauttama shloka mahan mukha chuto bhavat padamboja sudha kanani laha. Then Smriti
पुनर्विस्मृतं तत्त्वा वर्तमानं को योगिनां न विद्यते अलंवरे.
So we remember what we have forgotten. Something like that. So this is about the glories of hearing Krishna Katha. Okay. Let's quoting this verse. Last time in the lecture, Dravida Prabhu has a class on Tuesday. If you want to join in the evening, a class at 7 o'clock Tuesday. Alright, so go back to the third canto.
Also that Vishta Karna Randrena Sunam Bhava Saroro Sunoti Shamalam Krishna Shalilasya Yathasharat.
That is also nice. Ear holes. Here Shravana Puteshu Sambritam. Pravishta Karna Randhrena. Randhra is the hole. Karna Randhrena. Pravishta means entering. Swanam, what is that? Swanam Bhava Saroha.
It sits in the lotus flower of his loving relationship and Dhunoti Shamalam Krishna. All the it cleanses the dust of lust, anger, hankering from the heart. Shalilasa Yatha Sharat, like autumnal rains on the pools of muddy water. So all about Shravanam, hearing, right? That's where it starts, devotional process.
Shinvanti Gra, what is it? Nati Yena Bhagwan Vishateriti. Shinvatam Shraddhaya.
Shraddhaya Nityam Grantascha Eti.
Kalena Nati Dirghena Bhagwan Vishateriti. That also is there. Then there is one verse about Abhikshanasya. Shinvanti Abhikshana, that Kunti Devi I think speaks. Maybe Preeti knows that verse about Kunti Devi. Those who take pleasure in hearing others or this verse in the Kunti's prayer. Shinvanti Gayanti Gridanti Abhikshana Saha Smaranti Nandanti Tavehitam Janaha Ta eva pashyantya achirena tavakam bhava pravaho paranamam padambujam. O Krishna, those who continuously hear Shinvanti, Gayanti, Grinanti, chant and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. So here it is saying, Vrajanti tat charana. So they go to the Saroro Antikam. So they go to the lotus feet of Krishna. So here also they see Krishna's lotus feet. Those who hear and chant about Krishna. So these are all verses related to the glories of chanting and hearing. Okay, so where
I was hearing a lecture. Amrin Prabhu has quoted that verse, 6:16:44. That verse is also talking about that.
6:16. Let's see.
And 9:5-6.
Nahi Bhagavan Ghatitam Idam Tvad Darshananyanam Akhila Papakshaya Yannama Sakrich Shravanat Pukashopi Vimuchyate Sansarat. My Lord, it is not impossible for one to be immediately freed from all material contamination by seeing you. Not to speak of seeing you personally, merely by hearing the holy name of your Lordship only once. Even Chandalas, men of the lowest class, are freed from all material contamination. Only once, they say. Under the circumstances, we will not be freed from material contamination simply by seeing. It's about seeing, to speak of merely by hearing. Yeah, hearing, just by hearing. Okay, so like that many.
I heard one devotee speak this one verse spoken by Durvasa Muni in the Ambarish Maharaj section. This line is famous. Yan nam shruti matrena paman bhavati nirmala. By very hearing of his holy name, one is purified. Durvasa Muni comes to the conclusion. So,
Yan nam shruti matrena.
Puman Bhavati Nirmala. 956.
Puman Bhavati Nirmalaha. Tasya tirtha padam kimba dasanam vashishta. By the very hearing of the holy name, one is purified.
Also, what is impossible for the servants of the Lord? Nothing is impossible for the Lord, and for the servants also, nothing is impossible. He's talking about Ambarish Maharaj.
Yeah. So we can all become empowered if we surrender to Krishna. That's the reason. You can do amazing things, like so many devotees have done so many amazing things, like starting with Prabhupada and all disciples of Prabhupada. They've created a whole revolution, inspired so many people to take up Krishna consciousness. So that can be done. Okay. Uh, Lord pastimes out of when we finished one chapter, right? Vidura.
1, 2, 3, chapter 4. Yeah,
Okay, Vidura approaches Maitreya. So we read five verses.
I can start. Thereafter, all of them, the descendants of Vrishni and Bhoja, being permitted by the Brahmanas, partook of the remnants of prasad and also drank liquor made of rice. By drinking, they all became delirious and bereft of knowledge. They touched the cores of each other's hearts with harsh words. So he was talking about how Yadavas they killed each other, and that's how they fed the Brahmanas. We were hearing in last chapter. They did the sacrifice, fed the Brahmanas, then took prasad, and then they drank liquor. And so that's why intoxication destroys one's intelligence. One of the four regulative principles. You don't know what you're doing. You've lost control over your senses, your mind. And then they spoke to each other in very harsh ways. So violence can be committed through the body, through the mind, and through the words. Through the words, it's much difficult to, the wounds that are caused by speaking, very difficult to heal than the physical wounds.
So
So,
they took prasad and then they drank liquor.
mm, so that's also one of the lessons from this Moshila Lila. So you should not do intoxication. By the friction of bamboos, destruction takes place. So also, at sunset, by the interaction of the faults of intoxication, all their minds became unbalanced and destruction took place. So everything was going on fine, just like in a forest, everything is fine, but then sudden friction of the bamboos, and then there is a big forest fire, and that destroys everything. So that is what is there in this material world. Anytime quarrel can start, just like friction of bamboos. And yeah, but intoxication, that's where it started. Their minds, they lost control over their minds.
Yeah, like forest fire starts, right? So just by nobody. So many situations can come in our life unexpectedly. We never expect relationship problems can come about,
Health problem,
and health problems, and so many things can.
accident.
Yeah, and everything may be going on nicely for many years, and then suddenly you never know. Yeah, so we should not be fooled by the thing that okay, things are going on nicely, it will go on nicely like this. It can change at any time. So also this what was it? Yeah. So sometimes we may do spiritual activity. We may attend the morning program, Manglarti, have nice japa. But if you're not careful, next moment we can fall down, right? I mean, it's like they prasad, churasya tara. Yeah. So they fell down. So every moment we have to be vigilant, because not that I have done so much in devotional service, now I can take it easy. No, one should be, the price of freedom is eternal vigilance. We should always be care. Yeah, we should always be like conscious about our mind, our thoughts, and you know, we have to be conscious. Then we can become Krishna conscious. This means we have to be aware of what's going on. What am I doing? Am I wasting time? Am I now doing something which is not supposed to be done? So many things. So always on alert, like smoke alarm. A smoke
Mhm.
detector, always alert.
Let's say a little inattention on the road, it can lead to a big accident.
Yes.
Same thing, inattentive devotional service, little thing that you speak about a Vaishnava, it creates a Vaishnava pradhan that creates your fall down. Or bad association. Look at a Jamil, he was in the forest picking flowers for his deities. One scene and his whole life is transformed.
Yeah. So to be very careful, and best is to always keep oneself with Krishna. So then mind is occupied, right? We say the mind doesn't have any other.
Active mind, devil's workshop.
Yeah, mind doesn't have any other like engagement. So always keep the mind busy with Krishna, Krishna's service. Always thinking of Krishna. If that's that's the most difficult thing. Always think of Krishna, but yeah, as much as possible, you should try. So yeah.
The personality of Godhead Lord Sri Krishna, after foreseeing the end of his family by his internal potency, went to the bank of the river Saraswati, sipped water, and sat down underneath a tree. So, this is foreseeing the end of his family. So, before the Yadavas they killed each other, Krishna knew that and he went to the banks of Saraswati and sat under the tree. The Lord is the vanquisher of the distresses of one who is surrendered unto him. Thus, he who desired to destroy his family told me previously to go to Badrik ashram. Okay, so this is Uddhav speaking, and he's talking about Krishna vanquishes the distress of all his surrendered devotees. He only asked me to go to Badrik ashram, and he only desired to destroy his family. That was because Yadavas had become proud, or Yadavas were demigods, and so many reasons. Krishna wanted to end the pastime for everybody. Yet, in spite of my knowing his desire to destroy the dynasty, O Arindama Vidura, I followed him because it was impossible for me to bear separation from the lotus feet of the Master. Yeah, so Uddhav is the best devotee outside of Vrindavan. He was a companion of Krishna. He took the confidential message of Krishna to Vrindavan. So he has a very deep attachment to Krishna. So he could not, even Krishna asked him, go to Badrikash, he could not leave Krishna. So he followed him. Very, yeah. Got his last instruction, right, from Krishna, Uddhav Gita. And Maitreya was also sitting and hearing.
But then he did go to Badrikashram later on, right?
After Krishna left his body, yeah.
He told him to take sannyas, kind of, and he said, "Oh, I'm not capable of taking sannyas. Can you give me uh, some instructions on how I can become renounced?"
Mm.
Then he told Uddhav Gita. Okay, so next verse. Any volunteers to read?
I can try. Thus following, I saw my patron and master, Lord Sri Krishna, sitting alone and deeply thinking, taking shelter on the bank of the river Saraswati, although he is a shelter of the goddess of fortune. Okay. So, yeah, Uddha is saying that then he was feeling separation from the Lord. And he saw that Lord is sitting on the bank of the river Saraswati. Although everywhere he is a place that everywhere takes shelter to Lord Krishna, but he is at the bank of it because he's winding up his pastime, earthly pastime. Yeah, the Lord's body is blackish, but is eternal, full of bliss and knowledge, and very very beautiful. His eyes are very his eyes are always peaceful, and they are reddish like the rising morning sun. I could immediately recognized him as the Supreme Personality of Godhead by his four hands, different symbolic representation, and yellow silk garment. So the Lord's body is beautiful and has many signs, symbolic on his feet also. I think there's 19 symbols on his feet. He's always wearing silk garment, and because Krishna is very beautiful. He's Sachidanand, and so we recognize by seeing the Lord. Uh, 8. The Lord is sitting, taking rest against a young banyan tree, with his right lotus foot on his left thigh. And although he had left all household comforts, he looked quite cheerful in that posture. Yes, he's taking shelter of banyan tree. I think the same purport I think is mentioned that because banyan tree is living very long and yeah, many years I think is and that who was that Markandeya Rishi that he was also seeing Krishna on the Kararvinde Napadarvinde Mukharvinde Viniveshayantu Vatasya Patrasya Puteshayanam Balam Mukundam Manasasma Smaranam. That is also there that he was remembering Krishna, seeing Krishna on the banyan leaf, baby Krishna. Yeah, so, and yeah. At that time, after traveling in many parts of the world, Maitreya, a great devotee of the Lord, and a friend and a well-wisher of the great sages Krishna Dvaipayan Vyas, reached that spot out of his own perfect accord. Okay, so I think he was traveling Uddhav after meeting Krishna, and after Uddhav Gita, and then he met Maitreya Muni, right? Who is, yeah, so Krishna Dvaipayan, yeah, so he's father of Vyasadeva, right? And um,
So Uddhav and Krishna were there and Maitreya came there, right? Is that what is happening?
okay,
Right. Uddhav was following Krishna. Uddhav was there.
okay. Maitri Muni was greatly attached to him, the Lord, and he was listening in a pleasing attitude, with his shoulder lowered, with a smile and a particular glance upon me. Having allowed me to rest, the Lord spoke as follows. Okay, so Buddha and Maitreya, both are there, and they were hearing Lord, right, with great attention, devotion. Thank you.
Next.
Prabhupada writes that Maitreya was not a pure devotee of the Lord, but still he had some agyat sukriti, unknown devotional service by which he's such an opportune fortune that he has for to be with the Lord in his last moments. We don't know what he did to get this fortune.
Yeah, Uddhav is the greatest devotee outside Vrindavan.
Not Uddhav, no, talking about Maitreya Rishi.
Yeah. And Maitreya has Jnana Mishra Bhakta. Yeah. Okay. So next. Anything? Anybody like to read? 5.
May I read, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
You can go ahead, Prabhuji.
O Vasu, I know from within your mind what you desired in the days of yore when the Vasus and other demigods responsible for expanding the universal affairs, perform sacrifices. You particularly desire to achieve my association. This is very difficult for others to obtain, but I award it unto you.
So he's talking to who? Uddhav, right?
Mhm.
Maitreya Muni, that you desire to attain me. I mean, attain my association.
He is one of the Vasus. No.
Oh,
Oh, Vasu, I know from
Uddhav.
your mind when what you desired in the days of your when the Vasu.
So he's talking to Uddhav.
No, that's what I'm trying to find.
Mm.
I'm asking.
That's what Prabhupada is writing in the purport also. Uddhav is one of the eternal associates, 8 Vasus and
So he's saying he's talking to Uddhav because he's saying Vasu, one of the eight
Mm.
Vasus.
One of the purposes.
Okay. Next verse.
O honest one, your present life is the last and the supermost, because in this term of life you have been awarded by ultimate favor. Now you can go to my transcendental abode, Vaikuntha, by living this universe of conditioned living entities. Your visit to me in this lonely place, because of your pure and unflinching devotional service, is a great boon for you.
Telling Uddhav. Okay.
O dove, in lotus millennium, in the days of yore, at the beginning of the creation, I spoke unto Brahma, who is situated on the lotus that grows out of navel, about my transcendental glories, which the great sages describe as Srimad Bhagavatam.
Okay.
Uddhav said, O Vidura, when I was thus favored at every moment by the Supreme Personality of Godhead and addressed by him with great affection, my words fell in tears, and the hairs on my body erupted. After smearing my tears, I, with folded hands, spoke like this.
So Uddhav and Vidur have met on the banks of Yamuna, right? Is it? And they are conversing, and in that he's describing what at the last moment how he met Krishna and Maitreya came. Okay.
O my Lord, devotees who engage in the transcendental loving service of your lotus feet have no difficulty in achieving anything within the realm of the four principles of religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. But, O Great One, as far as I am concerned, I have preferred only to engage in the loving service of your lotus feet.
So Uddhav is speaking, right, to Vidura. Okay. Next. 16, somebody else can read.
May I, Prabhuji?
Yeah, go ahead.
My Lord, even the learned sages become disturbed in their intelligence when they see that your greatness engages in fruitive work, although you're free from all desires, that you take birth, although you're unborn, and that you flee out of fear of enemy and take shelter in a fort, although you are the controller of invincible time, and that you enjoy householder life surrounded by many women, although you enjoy in yourself.
So is Uddhav talking to Krishna or is Uddhav talking to Vidura here? Uddhav said, Oh Vidura. So, I mean, there it was Vidura, and then he's saying, Oh my Lord. So he's just talking about the Lord. Is it? Okay.
O my Lord, your eternal self is never divided by the influence of time, and there is no limitation to your perfect knowledge. Thus, you are sufficiently able to consult with yourself, yet you called upon me for consultation as if bewildered, although you are never bewildered. And this act of yours bewilders me.
I think he is speaking to Krishna when he is alone.
Yeah.
Looks like, because he's saying, "You called upon me for consultation." Okay.
My Lord, uh, my Lord, kindly explain to us, if you think us competent to receive it, the transcendental knowledge which gives enlightenment about yourself and which you explained before to Brahmaji. When I thus expressed my heartfelt desires unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the lotus eyed Lord instructed me about his transcendental situation. So he's now talking to with
Yes.
I have studied the path of understanding self knowledge from my spiritual master, the personality of Godhead, and thus circumambulating him, I have come to this place very much aggrieved due to separation.
Okay. So, okay. So he's feeling separation from the Lord. Okay. Next five. Who wants to read? Janish wants to read. Janish. Charuta. Deepti.
Yeah, I can read today.
Charuta. Okay.
Hare Krishna. My dear Vidura, now I am mad for want of the pleasure of seeing him. And just to mitigate this, I am now proceeding to Badrikashram in the Himalayas for association, as I have been instructed by him.
That was the last instruction, because Krishna could not go to Badrik Ashram, so he asked Uddhav to go there. So he says, "Now I'm going there."
There in
Previously,
Badrikashram.
Huh?
we read a verse where Krishna is saying you can go to Vaikuntha. Now you go to Vaikuntha. Verse 12. Now you can go to my transcendental abode Vaikuntha by leaving the universe. You visit your visit to me in this only because of his great boon. Oh, Vasu. So he's talking to Uddhav and he's saying you go to Vaikuntha.
Yeah. But in the 11th canto, we also hear, right, that he wanted him to go to Badrik Ashram. Before, maybe after that, he'll go to Vaikuntha. But yeah, 11th canto, there is the whole conversation. Let's see. He says, I have not gone there, and the sages did not get my association, so you give them my association. Something like that, right? And then after that, he will go to. But here it's saying, you're in verse number 12. Let's see. Honestly, now you can go to. Yeah, so when that is, I don't know, let's see. Doesn't say anything about that chronology. So,
Maybe he has some time left in this life. He's saying after this life you have to go to Vaikuntha. So I guess he has some time left. So give your association to the sages in Badrikashram, you would say.
yeah, here, like in the 11th canto, also, he is saying, Krishna is saying, you should not remain here on earth once I have abandoned this world. Uh, because you're sinless in Kali Yuga, the people will be addicted to all time. Therefore, do not stay here. Don't stay on this earth. Now you should give up complete attachment to your personal friends and relatives and fix your mind on me and wander throughout the earth. Then he says, this material world is an illusory creation which one imagines to be real due to influence of Maya. Then he says, okay. and the dualities one is absorbed. Therefore, bringing all your senses under control and subduing the mind, you should see the entire world as situated. Okay. So then he says, yeah, my dear Lord, Uddhav is saying, for those whose minds are attached to sense gratification, and especially for those bereft of devotion to you, such renunciation of material enjoyment is most difficult to perform. That is my opinion. So he's asking for help. So I am very foolish, he's saying, because my consciousness is merged in the material body and bodily relationships, which are all manufactured by your illusory energy. So now I'm thinking I'm this body and all these relatives are mine. Therefore, my Lord, please instruct your poor servant. Please tell me how I can. Where is Badrikashram coming here? Okay, maybe there's somewhere. Okay, so somewhere, how can we see?
Maybe after Uddhav Gita is spoken is when he got that instruction.
Verse translation, purport. Okay, let's see. Badrikashram. Here it says, this is from the purport. Yeah, now you should give complete attached. Yeah, you should give up everything. Basically, take sannyas, give up all attachment, and wander throughout the earth. And here is saying, unfortunately, Narayana Rishi and the great Brahman sages who live with him in Badrik Ashram, although most enthusiastic to see me, never had their desire fulfilled. I've been on the earth for 125 years, and the scheduled time is now up. Being busily engaged in my pastimes, I did not have time to give my blessings to these great sages. So Narayan Rishi, of course, is an incarnation. And all the sages there at Badrik Ashram, I did not have time. Krishna is saying, I was so busy with all my. Nevertheless, Uddhav is practically the same as me. He is a great devotee and shares my own transcendental opulences. Thus, he is the right person for me to send to Badrik Ashram. I shall give Uddhav complete transcendental knowledge, by which one becomes detached from the material world, and he in turn can deliver this knowledge to the sages at Badrik Ashram. Okay, so that's what is mentioned here in the purport. Okay, we go back to our next verse. Can you read the next verse, Charu?
Yeah, it starts with there in Badrikashram.
Ah,
Um,
the
that
third.
verse starts with there in
22,
Badrikashram.
22.
Okay, we went to some other place. Yeah, you were saying the 12th verse.
Yeah, this.
Okay.
There in Badrikashram, the personality of Godhead, in his incarnation as the sages Nara and Narayan, has been undergoing great penance since time immemorial for the welfare of all amiable living entities.
Hmm.
Shri Shukdev Goswami said, after hearing from Uddhava all about the annihilation of his friends and relatives, the learned Vidura pacified his overwhelming bereavement by dint of his transcendental knowledge.
He tell Vidura is asking Uddhav what happened. So then Uddhav told that everybody is annihilated. And so Vidura was becoming very sad, but by dint of transcendental knowledge, he pacified himself. Okay. So transcendental knowledge can actually give us relief in times of distress. Okay.
While Uddhava, the chief and most confidential amongst the devotees of the Lord, was going away, Vidura, in affection and confidence, questioned him. Vidura said, O Uddhava, because the servants of Vishnu, the Lord, wander in the interest of serving others, it is quite fit that you kindly describe the self knowledge with which you have been enlightened by the Lord Himself.
Vidura is praising Uddhav that you are distributing this knowledge. Okay.
Sri Uddhava said, oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're done with somebody else wants to read? Like
Yeah.
5 verses. It was not read. Sridhar Priya Prabhu, you want to read? Or Janish? Neha?
I have a lot of kids that making noise right now. So
Okay. Dwarkanath Prabhu is not read. Okay, I will read them. Sri Uddhav said, You may take lessons from the great learned sage Maitreya, who is nearby. So Vidura is telling, Uddhav is telling Vidura, and who is worshipable for reception of transcendental knowledge. He was directly instructed by the personality of Godhead while he was about to quit this mortal world. Okay, you may take lessons from Maitreya. So Uddhav is directing Vidura to Maitreya. So he had received the knowledge right when Krishna was about to depart. Shukdev Goswami said, O king, after thus discussing with Vidura the transcendental name, fame, qualities, etc., on the bank of Yamuna, Uddhav was overwhelmed with great affliction. He passed the night as if it were a moment, and thereafter he went away. So it was very painful for them to discuss about the Lord's disappearance. Okay. The king inquired, at the end of the pastimes of the Lord of the three worlds, Sri Krishna, after the disappearance of the members of Vrishni and Bhoja dynasties, who were the best of the great commanders, why did Uddhava alone remain? So why did Uddhava remain alone? He was asking, Parikshit Maharaj is asking. Shukdev Goswami replied, My dear king, the cursing of the Brahmanas was only a plea, but the actual fact was the supreme desire of the Lord. He wanted to disappear from the face of the earth after dispatching his excessively numerous family members. He thought to himself as follows. So this was just a leela that they were cursed. Cursing of Brahmanas was only plea, but actually the Brahmanas cursed Samba, but actually it was the desire of the Supreme Lord. And Krishna also wanted to disappear after first Yadus will disappear, then he will disappear. Now I shall live the vision of this mundane world. And I see that Uddhav, the foremost of my devotees, is the only one who can be directly entrusted with knowledge about me. So Krishna is saying this. Uddhav is only the one who I can. Uddhav was very trusted. That's why he sent also him to. He sent him to where? Uddhav was sent
Vrindavan.
Vrindavan with Krishna's letter to the gopis, which he read, which Uddhav read to the gopis.
Say Uddhav was a Jnani Bhakta and Krishna wanted to give him higher. Yeah, so he sent in Vrindavan Institute of Higher Education, VIH. Actually, that is it. There is a VIH Institute. Prabhupada has set up that.
Yeah, and he had little pride that he's a great devotee. So when he saw the gopis, then he understood, oh my God, I am nothing before this devotees, the Vrajvasi's devotion. I am nothing. that's also how it is said sometimes. I don't know if he had pride or not, but sometimes it's said like that. So,
Yeah. That's why he wanted to become a Gulmalata, grass, in Vrindavan, get the dust from the feet of the Brajvasis. All his pride was broken. He became very humble.
yeah. Like sometimes we think I know so much, and then you meet somebody, oh my God, this person is such advanced. Then we feel like I'm so small. So, like in office, we may know that, oh, I know so much about this, whatever, Java or Salesforce or SAP. Then they bring in some consultant who is very learned and who knows everything. Then he can figure out the problems. So then we think, oh, I don't know anything. Anyway, so this is related to devotion. But
That's why we should associate with advanced devotees. In their presence, we would see, we would think, I'm not even a devotee. I'm not doing anything. Look at them, how much they do.
yeah, in presence of
Most of the times,
juniors, we
Mhm.
think we are very advanced.
Yeah, most of the time, if we associate with juniors or new people, then we feel ourselves proud. I know so much. I'm quoting scriptures, and they don't know. I know so much. So, not to become proud, we have to associate with the advanced devotees.
Yeah, the thing is that yeah, knowledge is not equivalent to devotion. That is also there, but yeah, there are
What
different
their
bhav.
bhav is, and how much they are doing, like how they're spending their time, how much services they're doing. You can see it with their enthusiasm and their joy in bhakti. That is more important than just quoting scriptures, right?
Yeah, it's yeah. Visitors come, but we don't really know how much they're doing. But they have like we see, okay,
We hear
Gauranga
about them.
Darshan Prabhu has written so many books and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
All those
And they've
things.
set up so many temples, or they've surrendered so much to
Yeah,
Prabhupada.
and we should always think that we are not advanced, even though we may have done more than them. But we should not think I am more advanced than them. That is also another uh, thing that we should think. Okay, somebody may be junior, may not have done, but we should also think that no, I'm not so advanced. So that's the pride that comes, right? Because I think, oh, I've done so many years of devotional service. I've done this, I've done that, and this and
We should remember our fall downs, our faults.
that. Yeah,
Then we'll always stay humble.
yes. So, how many times we have deviated from devotional service, like that, all these things we should remember. And we don't know about anybody else also, how much who has deviated, but we don't have to ask, don't have to pry into everybody's life and see what we should remember our own faults. Okay, Uddhava is not inferior to me in any way because he is never affected by the modes of material nature. Therefore, he may remain in this world in order to disseminate specific knowledge of the personality of God. So, Uddhava is as good as Krishna. Shukdev Goswami informed the king that Uddhav, being thus instructed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is the source of all Vedic knowledge and the spiritual master of the three worlds, reached the pilgrimage site of Badrik Ashram and engaged himself there in trance to satisfy the Lord. Okay, so I'll finish this chapter. Vidura also heard from Uddhav about the appearance and disappearance of Lord Krishna, the super soul in the mortal world, which is a subject matter sought after with great perseverance by the great sages. So Uddhav went to Badrik Ashram and Vidura is going to Maitreya Muni after their meeting. The Lord's glorious acts and his acceptance of various transcendental forms for the performance of extraordinary pastimes in the mortal world are very difficult for anyone other than his devotees to understand. And for the beast, they are simply a mental disturbance. Only devotees can understand. Understanding that he was remembered by Lord Krishna while quitting this world, Vidura began to cry loudly. So Vidura was overwhelmed. Okay, Krishna was remembering me while quitting this world. So how was he remembering? Krishna was remembering Vidura. Uddhav was there and Maitreya Muni came. But is there something where Krishna is saying about Vidura? Vidura was overwhelmed by the ecstasy of love when he understood that Lord Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God, thought of him at the last moment. Is it previously we read about this? How Vidura, Krishna was thinking of Vidura. Although he thought of himself as insignificant, he was remembered by the Lord by his causeless mercy. Vidura accepted this as a great favor and thus he cried. This crying is the last word in the progressive path of devotional service. One who can cry for the Lord in love is certainly successful in the line of devotional service. It's a nice purport. So, who can cry for the Lord? That is perfection of devotional service. Okay. Okay. After passing a few days on the bank of the river Yamuna, Vidura, the self-realized soul, reached the bank of the Ganges, where the great sage Maitreya was situated. So they met there. Vidura was there on the bank of Yamuna for a few days. Then he reached the bank of Ganga, where Maitreya was situated. So now there's a whole conversation between Vidura and Maitreya. So any comments on this, whatever we read?
Yeah, yeah. Where did he hear that Krishna was remembering him at his last moment?
That's why I was asking. Yeah, I don't know where it says in the, but it's not, everything is not mentioned here. But let's ask ChatGPT. How did Krishna remember Vidura? What did Krishna remember about Vidura?